We made it happen, flying from North Carolina, staying in Utah, and seeing Zion's breathtaking beauty for way less than most people spend on a weekend away. Hello, welcome. And for those returning to our channel, welcome back. We are Wayne Melissa Travel, a 50-plus couple sharing our adventures in budget travel. This isn't a park ranger's guide. This is two regular people figuring out how to travel well and affordably and sharing what actually worked. Wayne and I had never been to Zion before, and we weren't even sure we'd go this year. We were planning a different kind of trip, but honestly, we just couldn't shake the idea of that epic canyon. So we sat down with our calendars and said, let's see if we can pull this off without splurging. We didn't need fancy hotels or intense technical hikes with permits. We just wanted to see the park and make some memories together. We started with flights. Vegas is the closest big airport to Zion, and we've flown that route before. So I got on Google Flights and started tracking prices from RDU, Raleigh, from Greensboro, and heaven forbid I even included Charlotte. I kept checking for a few weeks. When a flight from Raleigh on American Airlines dropped to $260 round trip, we jumped on it. We each packed our carry-on bag. Yep, not having to get it all in a personal item for this trip. If you're curious what we fit in those tiny personal item bags, by the way, we have got a lot of packing videos on our channel. And if you can't find a packing video that suits your type of travel, please let us know. We love making packing videos. The closest Hyatt to Zion was in St. George, Utah. St. George is just over an hour away and has everything we needed. A clean hotel, free breakfast, and real people prices. And we kind of love the quiet after a busy day at the park. By the way, they have two Del Tacos. I love Del Taco, and now Wayne does too. He experienced his first Del Taco in St. George twice. We also tried out Liberty Cafe. That's a place we would recommend. It's a locally run cafe near a hotel. It's such a cool, patriotic Americana eatery with classic dishes, and then they put spin of their own on some of them. Check them out if you're ever in St. George. Anyway, we left the hotel at around 9 a.m. Nope, not 4 a.m., not 5 a.m. We are on vacation, and we were prepared to accept whatever consequences came our way because we've heard get there very early at daybreak. So off we went with our coffee and a cooler in the trunk. By the way, we also grabbed some fruit from the free buffet and packets of peanut butter, jelly, and 4 slices of bread. You know where this is going, don't you? Driving through the desert and seeing the change in scenery, otherworldly is the best word I can think of to describe it. The drive went by so fast. There was always something beautiful to look at, but be careful. We missed our exit. It was clearly marked. We just weren't expecting it to be so close to St. George. We didn't even mind turning around. It truly is breathtaking, and the best was yet to come. If you need gas, get it before you get too close to Zion, because the options are limited the closer you get to the park. Parking? Go ahead and plan on it. You'll pay at least $20 for a day of parking. But we used Wayne's Retirement America the Beautiful Lifetime Pass to get into the park for free, so it balanced out. You get this pass when you turn 62. If you're under the age of 62, you can get an America the Beautiful annual pass for $80. So if you're going to at least 2 parks in a year, it's worth it because each park is around $35 per car. That's the best travel deal in the country. If you plan even 1 or 2 parks this year, it'll really pay for itself. Anyway, going into the park, we're not adrenaline junkies, so we didn't plan on doing strenuous hikes like Angel's Landing. Instead, we rode the shuttle, got off when we felt curious, and walked some truly beautiful, doable trails like the Riverside Walk. There were families, older couples, solo travelers. It felt welcoming to everyone. No pressure to conquer anything, just time to look up, and take it all in. Then we brought our lunch, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and fruit, and it tasted so good. When you're sitting beside a river with canyon walls towering over you, it's truly an amazing experience. The Narrows. The Narrows is one of the most famous hikes in Zion. We took the shuttle to the entrance of the Narrows. It's about at least a 15-minute walk from the shuttle stop to where the Narrows begins. Most people collect around there. around the springs and cool off, take their shoes off, take pictures. You would continue walking past where we stopped to actually walk through the Narrows. And depending on the season, the time of day, depends on how far you can go. We only stayed there for a few minutes and just took pictures and kind of took it all in. Zion's a great park because you kind of get to pick and choose what you want to do. If you have mobility issues, there's definitely things you can do, but of course you will be limited to some of the things that you won't be able to do. It's easy to navigate, easy to get around. We had talked about doing the electric bikes, but we don't own electric bikes, and so it just wasn't a risk we wanted to take to get injured or we saw a lot of and we think that was a really good decision, by the way, because we saw a lot of people falling or struggling on the hills because those are pedal assist bikes. So you do need to put out a lot of energy to get up those hills, and it was quite warm in some areas. The weather changes, like in a lot of places of elevation, just depending on the time of day, time of year, um, cloud cover, that kind of thing. So definitely dress in layers. Maybe just go and observe the e-bikes. Maybe go into town and find one of the vendors and try them out. It really doesn't matter where you park in Springdale because there's shuttle stops along the way. They're covered. They'll pick you up and drop you off in the same place. Just take a picture of the shuttle shelter that you use so you go back to the same place. Springdale is very walkable. It's one main street. You'll find lots of little restaurants. I did want to say something about the shuttle. When the shuttle drops you off, they do not drop you off in the park. They drop you off on the main road inside kind of a little shopping area, and you will just find the little bridge, the footbridge, cross that footbridge, and you are in the park. And that's when you will go through the turnstile, have your tickets checked, and things like that. One of the highlights of our trip was when we left Bryce Canyon the day before. We came, we were returning back to St. George, and we found the back gate of Zion purely by accident. It was not planned. It took us down the Canyon Scenic Highway. This is the most amazing thing I have ever seen in my life. Wayne and I were just aghast at what we saw. It's so beautiful. It's so magnificent and majestic. You can't believe your eyes are seeing what you're seeing. I did a lot of research before we went to Zion, and no one ever mentioned this highway, and no one ever mentioned this tunnel. If you don't like tunnels, don't go this way. It is intense, it is very dark, and you can see that they have carved out some windows along the way. So when you look out, you are in the midst of the mountains. You are up high. It is the most magnificent scenery I've ever seen in my life. So I would highly recommend maybe going the afternoon before you go to the main entrance and find this back entrance into the scenic canyon highway. It was a great we were there about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. There wasn't a lot of traffic. There was nobody at the gate. It wasn't a manned gate, so you just kinda drove on, and you kind of took the shuttle route backwards. You started from the back of Zion, and you ended up in the front where the Welcome Center is. So you kinda got a preview the night before of what to expect the next day. This was totally unplanned. We just, we put when we left Bryce Canyon, we put St. George in our GPS and it just took us this way. And it was the best part of our trip because it was unplanned, it didn't cost anything. It was delightful. It was a surprise, unexpected, all those adjectives. It was so cool. So I would highly recommend taking that scenic highway. Let's break down the cost. Our flights were $260 a piece. Our hotel was free because we paid with points. Our rental car was $122.95, and we already had our park pass. And as I told you, the food was zero because we used items from the breakfast buffet. Be sure to take your water bottle, and they have filling stations at every shuttle stop and also at the Welcome Center. So less than $350 for each of us. But this wasn't about being cheap. It was about spending the money where it mattered and skipping the stuff that didn't. You don't have to travel like influencers or spend like millionaires to see the world. We make these videos for people like us who love to travel, love to plan, and love knowing that a trip is not only possible, but affordable. If you're sitting there thinking, we could never do that, we hope this helps you say, well, wait, maybe we can. Here's a few things to consider. Bring layers. Zion changes temperatures fast. Freeze some water bottles and take them for the drive. Take a cooler. Always pack extra water. Skip the Springdale restaurants if you want to save some money. But they do have some nice cafes if you do want to stop for a sandwich. We found the souvenirs in the souvenir shops to be reasonable. Wayne got a hat for around $20. I got a sun shirt for around $45. There's really not a lot outside of Springdale between there and St. George. You're going to do a lot of scenic driving, but there's not small towns and restaurants and things like that. We waited until we got back into St. George before we had dinner that night. I think Zion is a great park. I think you will have a wonderful time. You can do it on a budget. You don't feel intimidated. You don't feel pressure to do things that you're not comfortable doing. The cost is minimal. Here's a few bonus tips, some things we would do again. Definitely bring layers because the temperatures change pretty quickly. Skip Springdale restaurants unless you want to splurge. Use hotel reward points if you have them. Most of all, don't overplan. Zion has a way of making you slow down. If this has helped you, we'd love to have you stick around. We share travel tips that are real, doable, and rooted in experience, whether you're 25 or 75. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the description below. And thanks again for joining us. We appreciate you sticking with us to the end of this video. We share travel tips, packing videos, and tools for navigating the points and miles ecosystem. If this interests you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out. Have a great day, and we will see you next time.